and with a new model to boot. But anywho, hello everyone, this is Haruka. And welcome back to the Depths of Depravity. Yes, it's been a while, I know.
Perpetual torment.
Life unfortunately gets in the way, and my load order got fucked up. So you can blame that on both of those things. But anywho, in the last episode, we disposed of Stan Gold, thank God, and we helped some chick named Rhea find peace. And we had Charlie on the back end, so you know that's good. But anywho, we need to follow up on 2 more leads so we can help our friend Eddie Hurst find out more about the Burke estate. And we need to find some dude named Paul Winters. So let's take care of that, shall we? But before we do that, you know who I haven't talked to? Charlie. She's been traveling along with me for about a week now, but I haven't even found out her backstory. What a shame. But you know what? From what I've heard over the internet, Charlie is one of the more better written modded companions for this game, so I suppose we can talk to her for a second. Charlie.
Do you need something?
I need you to tell me your backstory so I can get invested in you.
And I may have answers. Ask.
Neat. Give me your backstory, bitch!
I doubt that. It's not an especially short tale, and I find it tends to make people uncomfortable. The short version is that I was born a slave, became a toy for raiders, a spectacle in their arena, and then a trainee assassin. If for some reason you want to hear more, ask. Yes, the gang leader had certain predilections. He found me appealing. When I wasn't being used for his pleasure, he also found amusement in torturing me. I used to pray that if I did a good job, he wouldn't hurt me. He always found reason to harm me, regardless. Looking back, I recognize sadism as its own reward for those who possess it. Torture amused him. Eventually, he tired of me. I was tossed to the rest of his gang to do with as they saw fit. When I was lucky, they had me do domestic work. When I was unlucky, it was more of what I suffered under their leader. I was often unlucky. This was a large gang. A settlement, really. One of their favorite pastimes was forcing slaves to fight to the death in an arena. Children weren't exempt. Rather, they were the favorite fighters. Eventually, my captors tired of using me and threw me to the arena. Fine. The raiders loved to watch their slaves and captives fight to the death, and children were their favorite. The wrongness entertained them. The one downside for the raiders was that most people have an innate resistance to killing. Children, more than most. The children would spend most of the fights cowering and crying, begging for freedom and forgiveness, refusing to arm themselves. But I was taught from birth to be obedient. I must do whatever my owner commanded, without a flicker of hesitation. When they placed me in the arena and told me to kill, that's what I did. While the others cried and begged, I took up the knife and killed them all. One by one they fell. I didn't hesitate. That would have been unthinkable. The raiders were stunned. By me. What I had done for them. Watching a little girl cut down her fellows in cold blood amused the raiders more than they could say. And they rewarded me. No more beatings, no more rape, no more domestic servitude. Instead, they praised me for putting on a good show. And they gave me drugs. When I killed for them, not only did the pain finally stop, but the drugs gave me a sense of euphoria I had never known. It was almost happiness. I haven't touched any chems for a long time, but there's some lingering neurological damage. And psychological, of course. It ended in blood as it began. As with everything else in my life, freedom was forced on me. I never chose to escape. As large and cruel as the raider gang was, they made enemies. One of these enemies hired an assassin to end the threat once and for all. There was no grand battle. One morning I woke in my cell to the sounds of gunfire and yelling. Then, silence. Some minutes later, a stranger strolled into the holding cages. He looked at all of us chattel, and then he unlocked our cells, told us we were free. The other children, they despised me almost as much as they feared me. They had seen me as I killed every slave that was sent against me. They watched the raiders praise me for killing their friends and family. In their eyes, I was the embodiment of all they had suffered. When they were given their freedom, they decided to tie up the last loose end. Maybe they thought I wouldn't fight with no raiders directing me. But I did. Instead of enjoying their newfound freedom, they all died at my hands. The assassin watched it all, never interfering. When it was over, he told me that if I wanted, I could come with him, that he would teach me how to use my talents properly. What could I do but accept? I knew nothing of freedom. I would have made a mess of myself. The man who had rescued me brought me with him. As he promised, he began to teach me his trade. I had experience with killing, and my instincts were sharp, but I lacked finesse, let alone experience with weaponry or subtler methods. He taught me to shoot, to wield a blade, to move silently and unseen. I already knew how to read, but he gave me a real education. If I failed a task, disappointed him in some way, he would lecture me harshly and then let me try again. He was strict, but never cruel. Soon, I was accompanying him on missions. He would offer advice and make suggestions, but for the first time, I had autonomy, real freedom. We weren't close, and our relationship was never anything more than professional. He simply wanted to pass on his skills and knowledge. That never bothered me. He was the first person I ever met that didn't want me to suffer. In time, I became skilled enough to accept my own contracts without him. He had nothing left to teach me, so he stopped trying. We were just two independent murderers, living in the same building. And that's where my personal history ends. Everything between that point and us speaking right now falls into job details, which I don't discuss. He died. Not at the hands of another assassin, not to a botched job, not through any violent means. He died of lung disease. I could have thrown his body in the street, but out of respect I buried him in the desert, and took his blade for my own use. It serves me well.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Thank you. That is not necessary.
Ma'am? Good God. I was not aware.
No. The past cannot be changed. Regrets only serve as a distraction, and my mind needs to be focused to be effective.
Let's get out of here now.
As you say.
Charlie, I was unfamiliar with your game, ma'am. Do you want to grab a drink or something? Because, good God, you seem like you need one. Or many. But anywho, let's just find Paul Winters, wherever he is. And here I thought my life was bad, but no. Charlie's got it way worse than I ever could. Then again, I know what it feels like to be brainwashed, and that's something I would rather never go through again. But still. Nunny. Sun crows? The hell is that? No, probably nothing important. Paul Winters! I am afraid that your shack is stuck in a rock. Do you need medical assistance, sir? Yeah. Thank God for console commands. Hopefully there's a patch that can sort that out. Onyx, what are you doing? I thought I taught you better than that, young lady. Mr. Winters?
And yet some junkie with a score to settle knows his name and location.
Excuse me, Charlie, what do you know about bounty hunters? But anywho...
What the dog doing?
Doggy! Mr. Winters? I would like to speak to you for a moment.
Oh, good. Another stranger has come barging into my home, uninvited and unannounced. What do you want? And if you say revenge, I got a ditch out back full of bones of the last 100 idiots to give me that answer.
I understand you work from the Burke estate.
Senator Burke? I never worked for him. First time I met him, he was a newborn.
Oh?
I tracked some bounties for his daddy, Carson Burke. He's been dead, 20 years now? Hell, I don't remember. What are you after, huh? You trying to get some kind of political dirt on him?
Exactly.
Give me a break.
That's literally all I need because I'm trying to bring these fucks down. Help me and I'll get out of your way.
If they've wronged you somehow, grab a rifle and wrong them back. Whatever, I was never paid for silence. I don't give a damn. Sure, I can tell you what I did for them.
Neat.
For a prize. I've got one last score to settle, but my ass is past retirement. I'll be damned if I go to my grave without attending to this, but age has beat me down. Take care of it, and I'll talk all you want about my work history. Deal?
Sounds about right, partner. What are your terms?
Good. Now, I've killed more folks than I could ever hope to count.
Oh?
99 times out of 100, it weren't personal. Just doing my job. But this one is about as personal as it gets. See, I wasn't always alone like this. I had a wife and a son.
Oh?
My boy James ran himself a respectable saloon. He didn't kill folks for a living, and that was fine by me. One night I was drinking and chatting with the boy. Everything was quiet until we hear shots in the street. Lady screaming bloody murder. James grabbed his shotgun and was out the door before I was even to my feet. I was showing my age 20 damn years ago.
Really?
I hear 2 more shots as I get to the door. I get outside. There's James, bleeding out like a dog in the street.
Damn.
I got out there just in time to see this. Oh, damn. Ghoul rev up his ancient motorcycle. Off he went. Dennis Godwin. I asked around, that's his name. You kill him for me, I'll say anything you goddamn want.
Track down Dennis Godwin. Gotcha.
Yep.
I feel like I'm gonna need backup on this somehow. Even though Charlie is all the help I need, plus Onyx. But anywho, try to track down this feller Dennis Godwin and rip his balls off. You know what I mean? Anywho. Oh god, I'm stuck in the geometry! Nunny. Oh, lots of Cazadors. And dead ones. Onyx, shield your eyes! Well, we should thank our lucky stars that, Mr. Godwin ain't in Cazador territory. And thank God I have a perk that turns all these friendly. Oh, and did I see a Cazador called Ray Cazador? What, are you the illegitimate daughter of, Luke Cazador? Anywho, we should be headed in the right direction. Nunny? Well, that's a crippled Cazador, isn't it? I was kidding, but... You know what? Onyx, do you mind having a little brother? Because I have half a mind to adopt that particular Cazador. Anywho, now the gang is all here. Plus this one chick from one of the Overseer's other mods. Eliza, I think her name was. Yes, I had her in the save file, but I didn't know what to do with her. So we just brought her along for backup. Pringles, you can stop buzzing now, sweetie. I understand that it hurts, but still. Oh, and yes, my new Cazador baby is called Pringles. Why is he called Pringles? Because I thought it was cute. Look at the little baby Cazador with frayed wings. Sweetie, what happened to you? Who did this to you? If it was Dennis Godwin, then I have more reason to cut his balls off. Oh, and speaking of Dennis Godwin, we still have to find him, don't we? You mean to tell me that Dennis Godwin is shacked up in this cave? Sounds about right. Anyway, what can be in here? Ah! Oh! Well, that hurt. And also, the fuck just killed me? Or knocked me out, but still, the fuck was that? Okay, everybody heal after that. Invisible explosions. Is that going to be a common thing here? Dennis Godwin was able to build this in a cave!
With a bunch of scraps!
No, I don't know what I'm on about. Shut up. Anywho, he should be close by. At least I hope so. Yes, there was a locked gate earlier that I couldn't see. Much like the explosion that knocked me out. Hopefully that isn't going to be a common trend. Anywho, just look around in the deep, dank, dark cave for anything else. Get paid! Oh, and fuck you too, Wall. I saw that. Pringles, I can hear you buzzing back there, sweetie. It's okay. Anywho, walk carefully here. 'Cause who knows what else could be around here. Nothing in there. Wait. Unlock the gate. Ow! Well, that didn't kill me. At least I hope it didn't. I see invisible explosions are going to be a landmark for this mod. I see how it is. Oh, and ghouls! Lots and lots of ghouls! But thankfully, ghouls can be shot. Wait, where are Onyx and Pringles? They'll catch up. Don't worry about it. Anywho, what else could be in this cave? A box of scraps? Do you think I have the perception required to prepare for an explosion that I can't even see? Oh, that's a baby carriage. I've played Fallout 3. I know how this works. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. You explode on your own time. Anywho, hopefully there's not anything else at the top of this cavern, because I would really like to blow out Dennis Godwin's brains. Oh, look! Some of Onyx's brethren. And Pringles' brethren. Cazadors of all shapes and sizes. And thankfully, they're friendly. Because if I had to deal with a goddamn Cazador swarm on top of the bullshit that I already endured. And he said something about a motorcycle, right? This must be the place. Mr. Godwin!
A lot of trouble to get in here. So, persistent scavenger? Or are you here for me?
It could be either or, but I'm here on behalf of Paul Winters.
Paul Winters?
Yes.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Someone I've wronged, clearly. Not surprising. I've killed many people. Some of them had friends or family.
Neat. So you're the indiscriminate murder type. Good to know.
I've been around since before the war, kid. Everything. Everyone I ever cared for is dead. Been dead for goddamn centuries.
Nice
Am I
excuse.
an indiscriminate murderer? Yeah, I guess I am. I don't give a shit. I don't kill people out of some deep personal animosity. I kill them because I don't care.
Neat.
Because they were an obstacle, because they had something they didn't want to part with, because it was convenient. We're all just going through the motions, ain't we?
That's a lovely excuse, sir. But why?
Me, wife, our 3 girls. We didn't live in the city. We lived a few miles out. We weren't in the blast radius, but we were close enough.
Let me
My
guess.
wife and I did everything we could. But seeing our girls, their hair falling out, their gums bleeding, it was hell.
Yeah, don't care, didn't ask, you're an indiscriminate murderer, and I think it's time I put a bullet in your skull. Yeah. Yeah, that could have gone down a lot better, but you're still in the dirt, Dennis Godwin, and I'm not. Deal with it. And just to be safe, Sheriff Haruka don't take no goddamn prisoners. Anywho, I think it's time I report back to Paul Winters, was it? Yes. Oh god, clipping through the ground again! I hope someone makes a patch for that, because I don't know what that's conflicting with. There we are. Now, Mr. Winters, stupid man thing, I have come to bargain.
You're back, and somehow I haven't dropped dead since the last time we spoke.
Don't you speak to me that way, you son of a bitch. I killed Godwin.
You did?
Yes.
That's it. I've outlived all my enemies. If anyone out there still wants me dead, I don't know who they are. I've been alive for a long time. I've done more than my share of awful things. To think that after all of that, I'd outlast them all. Insanity.
Pat yourself on the
Well,
back.
Deal's a deal. Anything I did for the Burke estate, I'll tell you. What do you want to know?
Give me the deets, bitch!
Guess you'd call it a hitman. Not really any different than my usual bounty hunter work, except these guys weren't wanted by the law. And to be clear, I didn't do any work for the Burke estate. I did work for one man, Carson Burke, the senator's daddy. I killed business rivals, untrustworthy employees, scorned mistresses. Carson weren't into politics like his boy. Oh, yeah. See, I wasn't ever in Carson's inner circle. He had himself a little elite squad of killers and thugs answered only to him. They generally handled internal business for the family. I was mostly kept on retainer to deal with issues that needed some plausible deniability. But on the rare occasion that one of his private security people got cold feet, someone outside the security team would have to take him out. Otherwise, they could run and squeal about whatever shady business they were doing on behalf of the boss. They knew things no one else did. As the nut jobs across the river might say, quis custodia ipsos custodes.
Alright, the deets have successfully been obtained, and we have one more target to go after. But we'll do that in the next episode. That said, however, if you lovely folks enjoyed this episode of the Depths of Depravity, please do leave a like and a comment to let me know, and maybe subscribe while you're at it, and I will see you in the next video. Till we meet again, my darlings.